Pauline Urbanowicz, and I am a senior in industrial engineering, and so I'm part of the integrated senior design project. So our team, we've been working with Vitreform 3D, and we have been tasked to kind of work on a 3D printer that actually uses a very different technique than other 3D printers. And so we kind of had a multi-part problem, so we wanted to focus on creating a proof of concept 3D printer that takes in crushed glass and it actually is able to produce a part. So we have some prototypes that we've been able to make, but essentially this process, it takes in crushed glass, so you put it into the hopper system, it dispenses it, and it actually uses UV curing as part of that process instead of like using a heated up version of it, so like an oven. And this is very different than other processes that are out there. And so we've been able to really focus in on the software part of the project as well as a few of the business aspects. And so it's really unique. And so I can go ahead and kind of run a demo and show. So
you can talk us through what you're doing.
Yeah. So it's doing it. Okay. So this is our interface system right here. So essentially a user directly interacts with this, and so they press, and so here this is mimicking kind of what's going on. So today we don't have the actual crushed glass going on just because it would make a huge mess and we don't want to have that, but we do have a video. So essentially, again, that hopper system drops glass and it flattens it out, and then the polymer goes over it, and then after that it's cured and you're actually able to have that part. So this part is actually what we're able to make. It's a very small part, but we were able to create what we needed to, and so that's our kind of finished product. One of the things that Vitreform 3D wanted to focus on was the recyclable aspect of it. So obviously plastic is still a resource and many printers still use this, but again, this is a very environmental friendly project, and so the team just was kind of tasked with looking at, how can you use this in different avenues, and so just different ways of using it. And so essentially this printer, it uses a lot less energy than other ways of like recycled glass that's printed, and so it's just a much more user-friendly way of doing it in that way. One of my biggest takeaways, I would say, is that it's definitely important to learn how to work in a team environment, because any situation that you go into, any work that you go into, you will be working in a team, and it's going to be made up of different people, especially being an integrated senior design, working with other majors. I think that just helped me to learn, how do business people work, how do engineers work. Being in industrial engineering, I'm already used to kind of that overlap, but I think that it just solidified some of those concepts for me, and just learning more about communication, and that will definitely translate into like the roles that I take on in the future.